Okay, let's have a look at this question. Please try it on your own before we look into the explanation. Which of the following is the conclusion for which the author most likely is arguing in the passage above? Okay, so what's the conclusion of this passage? That's what you're asking. Okay, with proposition 13. Okay, so there is a proposition. Proposition basically means someone is sort of proposing a new law. Okay, so they are proposing a new law, proposition 13. If you bought your house 11 years ago for $75,000, okay, your property tax would be approximately $914 a year. Okay, and then they are explaining something here. 1% of 75 increase by 2% each year for 11 years. Okay, some math there. Okay, let's assume that the math is correct. This is not a quant question. Okay, so 11 years ago, if you bought for 75k, your tax today would be 940. This is what proposition 13 is saying. Okay, and if your neighbor bought an identical house next door to you for 200,000 this year, okay, that means 0 years ago, this is number of years ago, for 200k, obviously he's paying more because of the prices have sort of increased. Okay, so this is 200k. All right, his tax would be 2,000. Okay, 2 1s 2 3 2,000. Okay, obviously this guy is paying more taxes. Okay, probably because he bought it at a higher price. Okay, without proposition 13. So this is all both with proposition 13. Okay, both you and your neighbor would pay 6,000 in property taxes, 3% of the current value, 2,000, 200,000. Okay, right. So what can we say? We can say a few things. Prices have gone up. You are paying taxes with respect to the time, all right, because time is a factor, and also with respect to the original price. Okay, we can also say that proposition 13 is good because whether or not you bought recently, whether you bought 11 years ago or you're buying it now, your taxes are still very, very low with respect to without proposition 13. So these are P13 taxes and this is without P13 taxes. Okay, so P13 is good, saves taxes. That's a conclusion that I can draw. Obviously there may be some other things also that we may be able to conclude. Our job is not to guess, our job is to evaluate. So let's go to the answer choices. P13 is unconstitutional. Why would that be unconstitutional? It's saving money. Okay, unconstitutional, there is no reference to constitution here, so that can't be concluded, but let's still move on. P13 is unconstitutional because it imposes an unequal tax on properties of equal value. Okay, unequal tax on properties of equal value is definitely correct. Equal value here, but that is today's equal value, right? It's also considering when the house was bought and everything. Okay, but unequal tax is acceptable, but we can't say it's unconstitutional, so this is out. Many times you will see that partially it is correct, or if there was only this part, I would have still bought it, but there is no support for this, so let's rule this out. If P13 is repelled, that means if we don't go by this table, if we go by this table, every homeowner is likely to experience a substantial increase in property taxes. Yes, that is true. If P13 is not there, this guy has to pay $5,000 more, this guy has to pay $4,000 more. So everyone is likely to experience a substantial increase. This can be concluded mathematically. So that's good. Let's see if we have any other answer choice. By preventing inflation. Where is inflation in this? I mean, there is implicitly inflation in the sense that 75k became 200k over 11 years. So all that is fine, but is that stated here? A little bit of question mark. By preventing inflation from driving up property taxes, P13 has saved homeowners thousands of dollars in property taxes. So this is correct. P13 is saving, right? But is this because of this? This we don't know. Okay, so this can't be concluded. Right, anyway, we have a better answer choice. In fact, if you see, answer choice B is exactly the same thing as this, written differently, of course. Okay, it's not stating any cause, right? Unnecessarily, answer choice C is complicating it by giving a cause. That cause is not referred to, so we can't conclude. Okay, let's look at D. If P13 is not repelled, okay, now this is typical GMAT, not repelled. That means if P13 goes through, that means this table. If P13 is not there, if P13 is there, identical properties will continue to be taxed at different rates. Okay, now this can also be tempting, because now here we see that one guy is taxed 914, other guy is called 2000. Okay, but and there are these two identical properties, but again the difference between those properties are they were bought at different points in time. If there was another house bought this year only, right, another sort of column like this, bought for 200k, that house would still be required to pay $2000, right? So that means this is main house bought 11 years ago, house B is bought recently, and another house C bought recently. So this is for 75k, this is for 200k, and this is for 200k. Okay, here 914 tax, here 2000 tax. The third and the second, right, they are identical, but they are not taxed differently. Okay, so this answer choice, this part I mean, okay, makes sense only in the scenario given, not in all scenarios. Okay, so we can't really conclude that, so this is out. Okay, so again you will see that there's a lot of sort of basic math in GMAT, even if it's a verbal section. Proposition 13 has benefited some homeowners more than others. Okay, P13 is benefiting some owners. Yes, it is benefiting some owners more than others, benefiting this guy less, benefiting this guy more. This is true, again a tempting answer choice, but the trick here is has benefited. Boss, this has not even become a law, it's just a proposition. Okay, we can't say it has benefited. If it had said P13 might benefit, or P13 when it becomes a law will benefit some homeowners more than others, that I would have bought. Okay, this has benefited past tense is not true, because it's just a proposition, it's not become a law, right? That's why they are using this term would, right? Would, right? It's a hypothetical situation, so this doesn't go through. It's a very common thing. If you miss these small things, you're likely to go wrong. See, on GMAT, the answer choices, on the tough questions, the answer choices are very subtle. You have to pay attention to all these. Okay, the best answer choice here is B. So I hope you are enjoying this channel. If you like, please like and subscribe.